Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. You know what I'm saying? We always vibing in the moment. Want to bring up the movie Kubo. If y'all haven't watched it, matter of fact, spoiler alert before I get into it. I'm not going to get deep into it, but I want to bring it up and for one tell y'all if y'all haven't planned on watching it or whatever the case may be, you might want to take a look at it. It's pretty interesting. Of course, you know, anything dealing with Walt Disney, if you don't know, it deals with the occult and esoteric. There's always deeper messages into all of the movies he make, you know what I'm saying? Basically, like, it's the same thing with the Freemasons with making the Bible and the Catholic religion, like, hide all the true symbolisms behind what's really going on. Same thing with Walt Disney, like, anybody a part of that occult, in essence, you know, that's what they do, you know what I'm saying? But Kubo and the Two Strings, you know what I'm saying, is a good movie. Matter of fact, and when I saw the cover of it, where I saw Kubo missing his left eye, and it meaning and he had a guitar with two strings. And the first thing I thought of was, I'm like, all right, you know, Horus, you know what I'm saying, getting that eye missing, and your left eye deals with basically your right brain in essence, so that deals with your creativity, your feminine aspect, and then your right eye, you know, deals with the male aspect, the left brain, the logic, the structure, this and that. And basically, too, what had happened to his eyes, that his grandfather, the Moon King, you know, as a matter of fact, the feminine energy deal with the moon, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that was the eye that was taken from him first, but his grandfather, the Moon King, it took his eye, you know what I'm saying? And his mom, and I like this, Kubo's mom had two sisters, you know what I'm saying, which they were like, you know, sirens or like witches in essence, you know, that's how they personified them, but they only came out at night, you know what I'm saying, because they were dealing with the moon, you know what I'm saying, because Kubo's grandfather or his mom's father, you know, dealing with the moon, you know what I'm saying, but his mom, Kubo's mom, was like, you know, fell in love with a mortal. That's how you get, you know, Kubo, because she fell in love with a samurai named Hanzo. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't want to get too deep into the story, but it's a good little movie though. But anyway, you know, they flee away from, you know, from the Moon King and the other two sisters or whatever. And Kubo, you know, he has a little guitar, you know, and in which his mom, you know, uses it too. I forgot the name of the guitar. I think it's I don't even want to slaughter the name, but it's Samus Siren or something like that. Because I want to go look up the name, but I just forgot it right before I did the video. But anyway, the guitar, you know, he uses, you know, and as the two strings they talk about, every time he plays the guitar, he can make, like paper, you know, turn into origami, you know what I'm saying, fold it up into little, like, where there's a little samurai, like any little characters or figures he could turn paper into with playing his little guitar. Matter of fact, he tells stories like this also. And matter of fact, that also stood out where I'm like, all right, you already got his missing eye, you know, his grandfather, the Moon King. So also, like I said, missing eye dealing with Horus. And then two, the vibration of guitar. Like say, for instance, vibrations bring things to life, you know what I'm saying? So that was a personification also where his two strings bringing things to life. And if you want to get deeper, those two strings could also be seen as the Ida and the Pingala, you know what I'm saying, that goes up the spine, dealing with the Kundalini energy, you know what I'm saying? Because when you raise these energies, you know, just like on Dragon Ball Z, when you raise, you know, when you get those chakras aligned, when you raise these energies, you know, that serpent come up and you be able to manifest things like telling stories with paper origami or making wishes or doing whatever you want, you know, the world is your oyster as far as manifestation once you raise your Kundalini and learn how to control it, you know what I'm saying, and harness it. But the two strings with Kubo, that's definitely a personification of Ida and the Pangala. Or that's another thing, that's my interpretation. You know what I'm saying? That's what I seen from it, you know. You may get something else from it or something else to add to it, you know. But anyway, you know, he could tell these little stories by, you know, plucking the guitar strings or what have you. And he ended up getting into some things where he was trying to connect with the ancestors and ended up staying out at night. And then his aunties came after him, blah, blah. His mama ended up having to come save him. And so, to the next part of it, his mom had a little monkey carving, you know what I'm saying, that she gave to Kubo, that she would make Kubo keep with him. It was just his toy that he kept with him in general, but it's just a little carving of a little monkey baboon. But he ended up waking up to that baboon being real, and what happened was his mama ended up passing away in a fight with her sisters or whatever, and took her last little bit of energy or magic, what they call it. That's another thing they speak on the magic in the movie, you know what I'm saying? To all my alchemy people, all my magicians, you know what I'm saying? To speak to that, which, like I say, all these esoteric Walt Disney movies always touch on that. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? His mom ended up putting her soul, the last little bit of energy of her spirit and soul, into the monkey and bringing the monkey into the life. And another thing too, when you're watching the movie, you'll see that the monkey is a representation of the root chakra, you know what I'm saying? His mom, in the spirit of the monkey, becomes like that root chakra, worried about like fear, survival, fight or flight, you know what I'm saying? Always like worried about, oh, you need to do this, or don't go over there, this person, don't trust this, you know what I'm saying? That fear. You know what I'm saying? Being a little scared of things, and at the same time, also being courageous, standing up for Kubo. You know what I'm saying? But matter of fact, because that fear, you see what she has certain parts where she doubting Kubo. Oh, his powers ain't of this nature yet, and this and that. And then he ended up showing her in their face, like, you know what I'm saying, that his powers was a little stronger than what she thought. But just back to the point, but the mom within the baboon was a representation of the root chakra, and his dad was also, unknowingly was a beetle, you know what I'm saying, along with them, you know what I'm saying. Matter of fact, the beetle, as his dad had his memory, you know what I'm saying, lost, and he didn't understand that he was his dad or whatever, and two, it was showing you how those type of spells, like not remembering your incarnations and stuff, like it was so much into that. And then two, when Kubo finally got to meeting his grandfather, the Moon King, the reason why he was trying to get his eyes, because without the eyes, you know what I'm saying, he wouldn't be able to see the love. And because now this is where things get a little tricky, where, that's why I'm like, all right, that seemed like they was trying to do some reverse psychology on you, as far as like, seemed like it was trying to scare you into being in the Matrix, in which in this universe, it's all off of perception, your perception of what's bad and good. Some people feel it's good to be recycled in this Matrix, you know what I'm saying? Some people feel that's a great thing. Some of us feel like, I'd rather pop out of this cycle and, ascend to something higher, or go to other dimensions, you know what I'm saying? But whatever the case may be, it seemed like the movie was trying to trick you into, being, matter of fact, being scared of spirituality, making, the Moon King dealing, because that's another thing. He had the magic and manifest things, but they made him look evil, as if to scare you away from God, or to scare you away from sourcing your magical abilities, you know what I'm saying? Because like Kubo was like, nah, I love humanity, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, you get it, ain't nothing really wrong with it, but the way it came off was like they was trying to, like, I don't know, like brainwash you into being scared of, popping out of reincarnation and staying in, the 666 bodysuit, staying in this entrapment of this physical matrix, basically, But that's why, his grandfather took his first eye and was going for a second one, because without his two eyes, he would be then using his metaphysical sight, you know what I'm saying, and not necessarily that, that humanity sight tied into it. Because matter of fact, that's how his mom fell in love with his dad, because she saw that love, you know what I'm saying, that how can I say, the unperfectness in humans, you know what I'm saying, that also makes them lovable, if that makes sense, you know what I'm saying. Well, like, yes, they go through the struggles, this and that, they learn things, because that's the moral at the end of the thing, but I love these humans, and, listen, I don't want your magic, and then, you know what I'm saying, and that's why I was like, I don't know, like, because I like sources, man, I'm sitting back like, I don't know, Kubo, you losing me, you losing me, Kubo, like, ain't nothing wrong with, you're right, ain't nothing wrong with, the lessons we learn in this human matrix, but at the same time, Kubo, I don't know if I stand there forever, you know what I'm saying? And it was kind of coming off funny, but back to that resonance too, that left eye, was taken. Kubo's left eye was taken. So basically that dealt with his feminine energy, you know what I'm saying? 2 goes back to the confusing part. Because it's like, you know, look like, you know, well, and then 2, all right, no, it doesn't make it confusing, but it does in the essence of where it made the feminine moon energy seem masculine, you know what I'm saying? Because it was the grandfather over the feminine moon energy, you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't feminine about it. So that's another thing, too, that kind of makes it, you know, kind of like, you know, what they was trying to do. But just like the Bible, that movie seemed like it was giving you like some knowledge and dropping, you know, giving you some esoteric little insights, but also trying to brainwash and confuse you at the same time, because that's what the, you know, the 2,000-year-old Bible that's not as old as, I don't know, is the youngest text of ancient text. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with these stories that Walt Disney used, you know. These are borrowed things that he get from ancient texts and then turn it into a little fairy tale story and deliver it to people as a movie. Because Hollywood has to do with the esoteric, like, you know, basically putting on the show, and then after the show is over, you know, it's magic. You know what I'm saying? They putting you under a magical spell. But that's all. Y'all should go check out that movie, Kubo and the 2 Strings, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it deals with so much esoteric knowledge, you know, just in different little insights. And how, matter of fact, speak on, his grandfather was like, do you want to live infinitely and this and that? And he was like, nah. Like, it's all like, Kubo, you losing me, Kubo, I don't know, you know? And I'm like, well, I am watching a Walt Disney movie. So it's basically like the same as watching a, you know, King James version of the Bible. It's going to have a lot of interesting truths in it that's going to resonate with you, but it's also going to have some BS where it's like, nah, this person trying to brainwash me with this shit. You know, like shit going good, like, all right, yep, manifestation. And then we want everybody to stay trapped inside. Like, oh, all right, no. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause that's what I tell people. Like, you know, just like Walt Disney, that movie Kubo is a good movie. Just like the Bible is a good book to read. But, you know, some of these things got a little bullshit in it that's meant to entrap you and confuse you that you gotta watch out for. That's what becoming conscious. You know, you could dodge it. You know, you see it coming when you're conscious, but when you're not conscious, that shit just boom, and you taking in that bullshit and getting hit with that bullshit. And just like a punch drunk, you know, fighter, you know, you don't know what's going on. You're getting hit with the bullshit, and it's like, is the bullshit real or is it? I don't know, it's like a punch drunk boxer. But when you're conscious, you're dodging the punches, dodging that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You staying on your toes, you know what I'm saying? When you dodge the bullshit, you're on your toes. That's why, you know, you see the difference in somebody that's conscious staying on their toes, dodging the bullshit, and somebody that's taking them body blows from that bullshit. CNN throwing them haymakers. Hit a confusion, you know, that Bible verse that's meant to trap you. Bow! Like, trying to scare you away from your power. Like, you're confused, getting hit with them body blows. But peace. Happy now. Now's the vibrate. Please go check out that movie. It's a very interesting movie, you know. You'll get a nice little insights from it, besides the little bullcorn in it. But happy now, not too far in the future, not too far in the past, right now. Peace.